Hey guys, sorry for the long pause. Just thinking. Um, it's a long story, but I'm live. Hey everybody. I'm sorry. I'm still kind of just out of sorts and drained. I wasn't going to go live today, and I appreciate everybody who's here. I don't want you to feel like I'm not grateful. It's just it's I was going to say it's a whirlwind, and look, you just did it for me because that's your name. Um, I don't. I just feel really out of sorts. I knew I would. I knew I would. I'm still feeling drained, although I did sleep better last night. I took one of my things I get at Whole Foods called GABA, and it helped me to just kind of relax finally at like 2 in the morning. Um, hey, everybody. Guys, I'm sorry I'm not doing my usual roll call and I'm not as perked up as I normally am. I did have some nice phone calls from some supportive people today. I felt like I could talk a little bit more today. I'm not really talking to anybody. I appreciate so much. Everybody's texting, emailing, Facebook messengering. I'm not really responding to anyone right now. I'm just I'm full of thoughts. I'm just full of and you get it. I don't have to really right? Everybody's who's been through whether it's, losing your job or breaking up with someone or a loss, a death, anything. It's like you kind of start, I don't know. Again, I'm a Cancer sign, maybe that's what that is, but I just have so many I said this yesterday. I just have a lot of thoughts and yeah, digesting and processing Pat Jonas. Um just a lot of thoughts and trying to see the bigger picture on some things, trying to stay positive on some things, trying not to go to the negative on some things. And yeah, I wanted to check in, Sherry, and I definitely need to check in with you guys. I almost went live while I was on my walk with the dogs, and I thought maybe I'll do that tomorrow. It was so cute to watch them like run around and get all crazy. And I thought, how come I don't ever do like just go do a live outside somewhere? Um, yeah, holiday. And so I just want to say thank you to everybody who's been really supportive. I that's why I titled this Love and Support. I want everyone to know that I'm very grateful for that. I want everyone to know that even the people who don't really support me or the people who really don't even like me, a lot of even those people, I'm told, I'm getting a lot of messages from people who look out for me and are just saying like, even the person who really hates you is saying like, I hope they're safe. And I want to say thank you to even them, even those people. Like we are human beings and we are all kind of all in this together as human beings, right? And we all make horrible mistakes or buy into things that we didn't know. And I do find some peace in that. I don't know, like everybody has been through something and reflects on that and wishes that they hadn't, or feels regret, or feels bad for people who tried to warn them about it and didn't do anything about it. Like all those things are going through my mind. And I really do love you guys though, and I appreciate it. And I don't ever want to, I've been reflecting a lot on just how did I get myself, I know I never wear this, Justine, because it's too short. I don't like short necklaces because I feel like I'm so overweight that it like accentuates my fat neck, if that makes sense. Oh, the things I think about. Yeah. Uh, what was I saying? Yeah. As depressed as I've been, like I was showering today and I was like using my soap and scrubbing and I was like in the shower like laughing at myself in a very depressed way and I was like, at least I'm showering today because I really stink and it was time. I was sweaty, it was gross, it was a lot. There was a lot that went on in there and I just don't want to get into all of it because I don't want to, some people can handle it, some can't when it comes to bodies. Yeah, I have a fat neck. I've always had a thing about that. I'm like, oh no, like I don't want to wear this because it's like, look, like it really accentuates. What are we doing? Okay. Yeah. There's just a lot of thoughts. And that's one of them, honestly. Like not showering is a thought. I don't know. I'm not into it right now. Um, thank you, Shadow Woman. It's nice to see you. Thanks, pepperoni nips. And I have that in common with you, as you know. So, that was something I was thinking about and reflecting on, though, is as far as what I was just saying, um, we are all human, and I'm not backpedaling on anything before anyone thinks that. But we really truly are human, and, like, thank you, I look clean, Lisa, I am clean. I'm so happy I showered. I, um, I just think there's so many things that I was talking to someone this morning. Thank you, little mink. It's a whirlwind. Thank you for becoming a member. That's awesome. Wow, I'm shocked to see you. Hi, Christy Hughes. Wow, it's nice to see you, girl. I never thought I would ever see you again. Um, I talked to somebody this morning and something really hit me hard. And I'm going to unravel this as I can, as much as I can, and I'm ready. I'm gonna be totally upfront with you guys, and this I said it to this person somewhere. I was like, I cognited that. It was a total cognition. I Adele, these are from Anthropology, these chairs. I love Anthropology furniture. It's very spendy, but it's good. Big JW Mama, thank you for being a member. I Thank you, Christy Hughes. Really, truly, I'm shocked to see you and happy to see you. Even though I'm in therapy, got your 6. Thank you, Franklin. I'm not sure what that means, but thank you for your super chat. I don't know what 6 means. Hey, Noah Wright. I'm happy to see you too. There's some people I'm kind of shocked to see. I'm in therapy, okay? I'm in therapy. I really need therapy. I believe in therapy, and I think a lot of us could use therapy. I believe I am such a better person than I used to be. Oh, thanks, Laura Font. Good to see you, girl. I didn't know it got your 6 meant. Hey, Marie J. I'm a big believer in therapy, and I believe 100% that I am a better person every day. I was thinking this. So many things I've been thinking. I am a since I moved here in June, I realized something. I value friendships and relationships so much more than I did when I was in Kansas City. And I got to thinking about that today and I was like, why though? Like why? Cuz I'm on my own, cuz I'm single, I have more time to think. I'm not married anymore. What is it? Like why? Why do I rely on people more and care about them? I think that's the thing I was really thinking about. I don't know why I'm going into this. It's just things that have been going through my head today since I had this conversation this morning. I really value my friendships now. I really didn't when I came out of Scientology and I started thinking about that. You do not value friendships or relationships so much when if I guess I shouldn't speak for everybody. That's not fair to say that about like all the ex-Scientologists for me. I really because they're so based on conditional, like it's conditional love. I never cared so much. And I'm not talking about like my marriage or my relationship with Tommy. I'm talking about friendships. I never had friendships. I never had a best friend. You know, I was thinking when Tommy said Reese is my best friend, when he first said that on a live stream, I was like, oh my God, that's huge. Like, even now, I feel a little like the warmth of that. It was crazy to feel I'm a person's best friend. It's crazy. And hey, Heather Marie Houston. And I never valued friendships because I didn't really have any. There was no one in Scientology when I was just a regular everyday Scientologist for decades. I was never like, I'm going through a crisis. Let me text this person. Hey, can I talk to you? I'm really going through something. I've never had that before. I never even considered having that, and I remember thinking when I would think about it, like, I don't really like, I'd watch a movie or I would talk to a regular non-Scientologist. I'm gonna read your super chats. I'm sorry, I'm just trying to rattle off what I'm thinking because my thoughts are, like, so ADD right now. Um, I always used to reject the idea of that. People would be like, "Don't you have any friends?" Or, like, if I saw a movie where there's, like, best friends since we were 4, that kinda shit, I was like, "I don't want friendships." I was turned off by friendships. And the way you treat people in Scientology is very, very harsh. Like, I could be your friend today, but not tomorrow. I may write, like, you think you guys know this. We've talked about this. Like, it makes total sense looking at this. You write reports on your closest people. You write reports on your husband and wife. You turn, if someone were to confide in you, you're going to turn around and tell. You write a report. That's how that works. And that's why I've said I kind of felt more comfortable in Scientology because at least people stab you in the front. I mean, that's how I felt. There was no stabbing you in the back in Scientology because someone would just say, I just wrote a report on you. Here's a copy of it. I'm going to go give that to the ethics officer as well. So it's very black and white. You're very sure of what you see is what you're going to get there. So it's not like I had things happen to me and I could confide in a friend. You go in session, you get it off and you talk about what you did, and then you go to trouble for ethics and you get a security check. And it's just very boom, boom, boom. There's just structured. It's very policy driven, right? So that was kind snitch culture, Mark. Yeah. And so I was valuing that this morning and I was like, why I didn't, I think about even when I was married in Kansas City, before I ever started a YouTube channel. My ex-husband, Jeff, used to like when I would talk about the jesters and I'd be like, I'm going to call their wives or I'm going to say this. And, he'd go, shut your mouth. It was even snitch culture then. And he's like, why don't you have any loyalty to anything? He'd always say that. It was funny. He'd be like, you fucking Scientologists, like, you're such a Scientologist. And I used to be like, what does that even mean, dude? Like, no, it's wrong. It's wrong. And it should be put in the spotlight. I have no idea why I'm talking about this other than, oh, he wasn't wrong about that. I mean, it's still important to expose the jesters. So I don't care about that. But I didn't have that essential, like, now that I look at it, like, valuing a friendship. It's key because now I've been on the phone the last few days and really absorbing what people have been telling me and really absorbing and listening and not getting weird and defensive like I did as a Scientologist. And it's hard to explain, but it's like I feel like I'm thawing out even after all the aftermath of this horrible shit that I put out there in the last few days. Like, I feel like I'm like, now more than ever, I really value that. And I never did before. And again, I don't know why I went there with that, other than I was talking about human and I wouldn't say I was really human. I'm kind of like learning some ways that we all act now, but like I'm so used to they were my friend yesterday and now they're not my friend when I was in Scientology. Like it just happens. We just pass each other around because it's just how that works. But it made me think about Jeff wasn't wrong there in a lot of ways. I'm just referring to Jeff because it makes me think of when he would be like, "What is wrong with you? You're such a Scientologist." So that's the only reason I bring him up. But it's I refer back to that because I really wasn't. I've said this 100 times. If you come out of Scientology, you have to work to be a good person. You're not a good person. I'm sorry. We're not good people. We're trained to be not good people. We stab people in the back. Well, I kind of in the front by writing reports, but I mean, like, there's no loyalty. You pull the rug out from people in Scientology, there's no problem doing it. And it just made me think about, like, I've done that in my own way to a lot of people. I've done that in my own way to a lot of people. I was thinking about this and I'm like, I was talking to I talked to a lot of people today. I had a lot of conversations today, and I think today was better. I was in a better place to talk today. But my God, I really had this long conversation when I was out walking at the farm, and I don't know, maybe it's not something I wanna get into right now. Maybe it's not a good idea. That's the other thing is, like, I just have to be so careful now because if I talk about this too much, I'm obviously trying to do this, and if I don't talk about this enough, then why didn't you do that more? You should have done more. So it's like, yeah, whatever, forget it, forget the whole conversation. The point is, I was gonna go back to my point of we are human, and one thing I really, really, really cognited on this morning, got had a cognition, which is that's a Scientology word. What's the word that means cognite, guys? Ep- uh, epiphany, epiphany. I was going to say appease, epiphany. Yeah, I can't please everyone. And it's so hard to do when you're going through something like this. Everybody expects you to react a certain way and behave a certain way, and it's too much. Um, this is not going to sound good, but I realized it today. In therapy, my therapist, I had a therapist that I loved. I have a new therapist now, but I never really talk about Scientology in therapy. Not since I started therapy. I've talked about it little bits, but I'm not like diving into therapy a lot or Scientology a lot with therapy. That's kind of a problem. And I've said this on my channel, like I can't do a Scientology channel. I can't. And bless the people that do it, but I can't. I can't do it yet. I can't talk about Scientology every day. I get what triggered? Another word is restimulated. That's a Scientology word. I get restimulated. And but I realized that this morning. I was like, man, when I go to therapy, when I talk to my therapist, I talk about what I'm talking about here. Um, yes, I talked about this yesterday. I do regret it. I'm not going to keep apologizing, but yes, I do regret it. I do apologize to those people. Um, I just realize how much I haven't there's so many things that I'm like, man, I got to heal on a lot of things. There's just a lot. And I still don't know if this is the right thing for me to be a YouTuber because it's not, people will email me or ask me like, "Hey, I'm thinking about starting a channel. You're successful. What do you think?" And I'm like, "Hey, do it. I think everybody should have a voice. I think that part's awesome." But it isn't for everyone as far as damn, I mean, it could just be me. I think I'm pretty hateable, honestly. I think I'm pretty hardcore, like hateable. And I think a lot of people are right in a lot of ways. I could see hating me, but I think I'm also misunderstood in some ways. But I absolutely think, like, I'm thinking about maybe I quit this channel and I start another channel like called Unrelatable Reese, where I just like, I'm not going to say, I've been talking about that today too. It's a funny concept and I'm not going to do that right now either. But lots of thoughts, guys, lots of thoughts going through my head right now. Um, it's hard. It's hard. You really have to play hopscotch. You really have to be you're like a chess piece, and it's like you got a group of people that are like, "She's this, and I'm sure of it." And you've got a group of people who are like diehard loyals that would never leave me. And then you've got a group of people who are like, "I never had a good read on her." And then you got a group of people that are like, "She doesn't apologize enough for me," or "She's just her eyebrows are just not dark enough, and I just can't seem to get over that. And her double chin really bothers me." So therefore, if her boobs were a little bigger, I would follow her, but because her boobs have never met each other, I just can't follow her. She's got too much of a gap between her tits. I don't know. There's a lot of things going on. I'm not trying to make jokes right now. It's just I'm not kidding. I get so much, I don't want to call it hate, but it's just like people really poke at you. This is a job. It's a job. And in a lot of ways, I'm an entertainer. I entertain you guys. I get paid to entertain you guys. I'm not ashamed. I used to be very ashamed of that because that's their biggest thing is you make money here and you shouldn't. And I'm not ashamed to make money here anymore. I'm not. I'm an entertainer. This is my job. I don't have a problem accepting super chats. I appreciate the super chats. I've never asked for super chats. I don't rely on them. I don't expect them. I say that to people all the time. This is feast or famine. I'm aware that now it's March. Everything could dry up. It could be a totally different number than last month. Like I don't look at this is awesome. I've made great money, but like I'm not like be a YouTuber and I'm going to keep making money. Like it's there's we don't clock in here. I don't know if I'm going to make money or not. I don't expect it. But yeah, Armine, it's true. Keep joking. That's how you deal with tough situations. It is. I've got the dark humor hardcore. I go to humor. That's how I cope, probably. I laugh at situations. But I think the biggest thing I realized today, um, yeah, mandible of bats. Here's what I don't get. If you guys like really hate me in this chat right now, why are you here? I mean, you can still be here. Again, you're paying me by watching. It's by views. That's great. But if you, that's the only thing. If I'm not a fan of something or someone, a show, a restaurant, anything, why would you go eat there? If you don't like that show, if you hate that actor, if you don't like, their content, why are you here? No, Ka or KA, I don't read much. No. I used to love to read, but I don't read much anymore. And something someone used to say to me is, and it's true. Thank you, Christy Hughes, and thank you for your super chat and your gifted membership. I just haven't read them yet because I'm just trying to get my thoughts out. Thank you, Mark Hardman. Thank you, John. I don't think I will never come out here and say, I don't know. I think the reason that I have this like sad feeling over my head, obviously, is the last few days of what's happened. But I don't know about you guys because of what's happened and just the aftermath of it all. And I'm sure some retaliation that's going to come my way. It makes me reflect. Why did I attract this? That's what goes through my head. Why, you know, this attracts that, right? Like I'm sure I'm on a level of I need to heal. I have some things that are obviously like not good in my life and how I've behaved. And I don't know if it's a karma thing. I mean, I don't know. I really, really think that. And I just think, oh man, I don't know. But it's an interesting topic to me. And I want to dive deeper into the background. I still do this. And even when I was a Scientologist, I had one friend that was a non-Scientologist, and she would say things to me like, "Reese, wait, what?" Like I would tell her certain little things about Scientology. I didn't share much. But I would say things about like my dad, or like how I told her once, I remember saying how my dad was gone all the time when I was little and I just went to school. I was in like what, 4th grade, and I would just go by myself and he wasn't there, and she was like, that's not normal. And I remember being like, "Oh, come on. Everybody's been through stuff," and she was like, "Yeah, that's dark. Like that's not normal. You really should kind of take a look at that." And I remember being like, "Why? Didn't you like everybody had a crappy parent?" And that's how I treat Scientology. I still think that I've got this like thick armor on when it comes to Scientology, like bull baiting, bull baiting since the age of 4, for instance, thousands and thousands and thousands of hours of bull baiting alone. And I'm like, it's made me stronger. It's not bad. Like, so what? Everybody's been through something. I don't know. I think that's something I need to take a look at because I think in a lot of ways, even bull baiting alone, all that training of like taking it, but also giving it. because when you're also you're being bull baited, but then you have to turn it around and bull bait somebody else. You think I haven't had thousands of hours of bull baiting somebody else, right? I'm not just receiving. So I think that I think that I think I might have some problems. I'm being serious. I think maybe I think I need to take a look at that. And I know that's funny, but I'm saying it like because when people say, "You might have a problem, you need to take a look at that." I'm like, "Nah, pish posh, fiddle faddle, come on. We're tough. Everybody's been through something." E I don't know. I don't know. I think it's a lot of that has made me tough and strong, which is good. Like I'm able to handle some things that maybe others can't or whatever. It is. Bull baiting is a blood sport that involves pitting a bull against dogs with the aim of attacking and subduing the bull. That's horrible. But that's what we did as humans. And so I look at just a little piece like that, and I think, "Man, that's probably affected my relationships coming." So this is I just realized this too. This is interesting. So I was only friends with other Scientologists. So I was only around people who like everybody in the org probably I've bull baited at one point or another. Everybody you pass by in the church, you're like, you did a course with, or you bull baited, they bull baited you. So everybody's used to that. And we've all done it, right? But then I'm going to just use me because I'm not going to use other people because I only want to stay in my lane. But like then I come out into the real world and I'm passing people and meeting people and they didn't bull bait with me. And so I think about like how did I treat relationships? How did I value and view relationships? Kind of the same as how I looked at people at the org in Scientology for the first probably, like I say, since I moved here. Moving here put a big shift on how I felt about friends and just other relationships. I started kind of really going deep and valuing them. I don't feel like I'm making sense. I do this a lot where like I think in concepts and I have a concept, but I have a hard time getting it out and I don't feel like I'm making sense. But I think I was so used to other fellow Scientologists and it was what I know. I hate doing this too because I feel like I don't like this. It's all I knew. It makes me feel like trying to blame my actions and not take accountability. I'm sorry if I just offended anyone by saying that, but that's how I feel when I say like, but it's all I knew, or that's how I was raised. To me, that's like a cop out. Like, okay, well, you're not really being accountable then for what you did. And I'm all about being accountable. Like, I'm a piece of shit human. Like, just in case you guys don't know that, I've said and done horrible things. And I want everyone to know that I'm not trying to slip out of like, I'm such a good person, everybody. I'm not. I'm not. I'm actually, I'm quite dark. I'm quite dark. That's a conversation I was having today too with two different people at one call after the other. I was like, I'm glad that I can talk to you like this. Like, I don't talk so much like this in real life. And my friend was like, well, who does? Like, you have certain people that you're more yourself around than others. Of course, you let your guard down and you say things you normally wouldn't say in a crowd. You normally wouldn't say to a stranger. Like, of course. And I was like, okay, that makes me feel a little better. But um I don't know. I just all those all those emotions are going through my head and I'm like, "Man, I haven't even really addressed Scientology in therapy." And I started asking myself that today. And I was like, "Why don't I go there? Why won't I go there? Why am I afraid to go there?" It's not that I'm afraid to go there. Allison, welcome. It's that it might be a fear thing that I'm trying to sweep under the rug. But I don't go there because I do what I just did. I don't know if the word would be justifying, but I'm like, it's not that. I mean, I've worked through it. I'm 40. That was years ago, all that stuff that happened, it happened. Get over it. That's how I feel. But I also think hey, Panko, that's Scientology talking. Honestly, you got to be tough. You're not a victim. There are no victims in Scientology. I appreciate these super chats so much, and I'm going to address them. I never do it this way. I don't like addressing them later. I like to click them as they come. But if I stop and read every single thing, then I get thrown off of. I actually have. I knew this would happen. As each day passes, I have more bleh, thoughts to share with you guys. And thank you for being here. There's a lot of you here. It's not that important. You don't have to be here if you have other stuff to do. Quite honestly, I don't know that I would sit through this right now, but I said this yesterday and I meant it. I hate to say this, but hey, Jessica Colley, but thank you, Sandy Sue. All that last relationship I was in, which I don't want to talk about him. I don't want to burn him. I don't want to do anything. I'm not poking at him. I don't want to do any of that. Okay. But that relationship that I was in, I feel like really that's when I started to get like more hate in my life and more. I really am cutting all of that out. I'm not gonna I don't wanna talk about him again. I don't wanna talk about trolls. I don't wanna make fun of people. I mean, I love making fun of people, don't get me wrong. Like, it's fun when it's appropriate. When is that appropriate? That's what I mean. You guys aren't gonna like me. I don't know. I've been kinda dark all day today. I'm in a dark place. That's why I was raised by George Carlin, guys. Like I find his humor hilarious. I don't have a problem like laughing at certain situations that we shouldn't laugh at or I don't have I don't have an issue with that, but I don't necessarily go there with everyone because it's dark. Probably Panko. Yes. What does bullbait mean? Bullbait, Kathleen, it's something inside. It's a what am I trying to say? I was going to say it's TRs, but it's a training routine. TRs, training routine. It's a training routine done in Scientology where two people sit in front of each other and there's a supervisor that watches you and it's a drill. It's a drill. And you are the coach or you are the student. There's the coach and the student and you go start and the student has to sit there in present time and the coach goes f you, f your mother, ha 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 ha. The coach pretends like they're going to r you. The coach does anything they can possibly do to throw you off and do this or to make you mad or to make you laugh, any of those things. And if you react in any way, the coach goes flunk. And then now you have a button on that. So let's say I said f your mother and I get mad. Now I have a button on it. So you have to do it. They go start. F your mother and I get mad again. Flunk, it's not flattened. Your button isn't flattened. So I have to do that repeatedly. You have to do the same exact thing over and over till the student is like this and has zero reaction. That's all. That's what bull baiting is. And you do that for thousands of hours. And it's to toughen you and it's to probably desensitize you in a lot of ways and to probably make you I believe that Scientology definitely made us all very emotionless, and I think that's why I have no wrinkles. Let's just point that out real quick. Hold on, let me just pretend that a murderer is walking in. Flat, smooth, and I'm afraid of needles, so I'm not doing Botox, guys. Yeah, I show no emotion, and I think that's why now I'm like starting to get a tiny bit here because I now show emotion on my channel, and it's a whole thing for me. Like now I cry all the time, and I show emotion in public inappropriately, like I probably shouldn't. But sometimes I'll just randomly have emotions, and I'm like, what? Where did those come from? So I think those are just suppressed from a long time ago. Thank you, Audrey. Yeah, Gloria, I totally get it. A lot of people are saying this. Um, I personally really liked you when you first started, but then it went downhill for me. I can have compassion for you as a woman, and I believe that you just shut people down. Then we saw red flags. Absolutely, Gloria H. And thank you for your point of view. Um, Wrinkleless Reese. I like that for a new channel. Gloria, as a woman to woman, I appreciate you saying that. If I'm not for you, by all means, and I'm not being sarcastic, like if I'm not for you, then I suggest that you probably step away. But I'm not going to tell you what to do there. I just a lot of people have given their reactions like that, and everybody's entitled to do that. By the way, I'm not trying to say don't do that. It's just I have been told from a very young age, you're not going to be for everyone, Reese. Like you're kind of a lot. Even my last relationship, he would say, like, this is why a lot of men aren't attracted to you because your personality is so overwhelming and big. And a lot of women are just kind of more, quiet and dainty. And like you're just out there and you say whatever and you're a little bit too loud and a little bit too much. And I don't think I haven't been told that my whole life. And I don't have any boundaries. So that makes it for a tough friendship and probably being in a relationship with people because I don't. Um, I think I rub a lot of people the wrong way, and I think that's probably why I have a lot of my own private, personal hate sites and channels dedicated just to me. And I want to thank all those people because without all those people, I wouldn't be here. So I just want to say um, thank you for that, for giving me my own hate channels and platforms. That got weird. That got weird real fast. Um, so I just want to say that, and I think I've not unpacked everything. And I'm not sure how to unpack things, and it makes me feel a little bit stunted in a lot of ways. And so then I started reflecting on, let's not pretend that there is not a lot of hate out there of people who are not haters at all, people that I hurt. Okay. And way before YouTube too. I've hurt people. It's not just since YouTube that it's just now that we have YouTube and I came out. There are people out there that are like, you know, I've hurt. And, I'd love to talk to those people. I'd love to be able to sit down and apologize or, sort it out. I'm not going to probably do that because I think they would just make a mockery of me at that point and go, see, now she's trying. And it's not even about that for me, but it is like, I know that I was a shitty person coming out of Scientology. I have no doubt. And I don't doubt that being a shitty person attracts shitty people. I mean, let's be honest. I don't know if that's a fact. We'd have to ask our therapists in the audience, but I don't doubt that like being dark and shitty coming out of Scientology or being married to my ex probably attracts some of that, you know? And I'm not saying, I mean, that's what I'm saying. I'm not trying to not be accountable. I just had a lot of time this morning to reflect on like people who want to come out and say like, "Oh, Reese said horrible things to me," or yeah, I don't doubt that. I don't doubt that at all. I've said horrible things to myself. I promise you, I'm more my enemy than anybody. I'm trying to work on that. And I'm not sitting here saying like, forgive me because I'm a mess in progress. Don't forgive me. That's not the point. Keep making hate videos or do it, speak your truth wherever you want to speak it. I'm not mocking that or making fun of it. But I was just thinking about that as far as my Scientology past. We are not good people. It doesn't surprise me at all that people would say Reese is not a good person. Because then I started to think about all the people I know in Scientology. And there's a lot of good ones, by the way. My mother-in-law was fantastic. She wasn't your typical shitty Scientologist that would like, I don't know, she wrote reports on me all the time, but I love that. Can I change my channel name? Hey, Katie Fulton, it's good to see you. Relatable, hateable. I'm just going to leave that up there for a minute. That's awesome. That's hilarious. I don't remember what I was saying. Yeah, I'm trying to be a good person, original Anne, but I have been very upfront and clear about this from the get-go. We aren't good when we come out of Scientology. We just aren't. And so for anyone to come out and say like, Reese said this or did that. I'm not trying to escape accountability, but that doesn't surprise me. We are trained um, emotional killers in a lot of ways. We are trained to back people into a corner, to fair game. No question. I love it when people say that, like, that's her training. She's evil. Yup. Yeah. I mean, it definitely is kind of like, it's an education that I learned in Scientology from a young age. So then I started thinking about who in Scientology, I mean, tons of people in Scientology are like that. I'm not the only one. And then I was thinking about my dad. And I thought, holy shit, I don't really know my dad that well. I can't speak to his personality because our relationship ended when I was 16. I talked to him again a little bit when I was like 21, 22 for a little like tiny bit of time. And then I thought, like, what kind of person was he? And then I thought, oh no, this really dawned on me today. Is he just like them? The people I've attracted? Is he a good person? Well, I mean, we know he's not a good person. I don't mean that, but like, is he manipulative? And I say that because I'm like, is he? I don't know who he is right now. I couldn't tell you what kind of person he is. I know how he treated me, and I know they rejected me because I didn't do what he wanted. Think about that for a minute, guys. I don't want to think about that, but we're going to think about that. Let's force ourselves for a minute to think about that. Going way back to the first man, right? He dumped me. My dad dumped me. And again, this isn't a boo-hoo thing. Don't take it that way. It's very factual shit I'm trying to bring up here. My dad dumped me because I didn't do what he wanted. I disappointed him. I guess I should put it that way. I strongly disappointed him. And then I said, he said, did you do those things? And I said, yeah, but I wrote a report on it. And he was like, don't ever call me again. I'm not your father. I don't want to have anything to do with you. Find your own financial way. Like, done. And so black and white. I didn't obey him. And so I get that, Sandra. I have no issue with you using my YouTube to bring income. I do feel frustrated that you would stay with someone who has major issues, conning to cocaine stories, treating you like a commodity. I get that. I get why you would feel upset about that. And I apologize to you for that. I can't explain it other than what I said was the truth the other day. I can put up with a lot of abuse. I am not ever going to do that again, nor am I going to get into a relationship again. I promised you that either. That's not going to happen. I'm nowhere in a mental place or a healed place where I need to be anywhere near doing anything like that. I need to be with my kid. But I just did what I did because that's kind of what I'm used to. And again, that's not me not taking accountability. It's just the truth. I'm used to, like, my dad. I thought about that today. And when he was like, don't ever call me again, nothing. Well, what do you think? I didn't call him again? I tried. I called him over and over. I begged. I sent him emails. I sent him letters. I was like, every Father's Day, years after that, I'd type up this long email and go, I miss you. I love you. I wish I could be in your life. Please, please, please love me. And he would write me back. He always wrote me back. And he would say, don't call me dad. I'm not your dad. I don't want to be your dad. Don't want anything to do with you. Meanwhile, he had 5 new stepkids. He married a woman with 5 kids my age. And that was really painful. But I remember being 17, 18, 19. I got my first apartment when I was 19. I had my own apartment. I worked 2 jobs. I was so proud of myself. And I messaged him and I was like, I got my own apartment. Happy Father's Day. Like, I have a car payment. This is wild. Like, I'm doing it. I'm not on drugs anymore. Like, please love me. Please. Again, this isn't a sad sack story. It's just, I went back today to things that I was like looking at differently. And he would write me back and say, go fuck yourself. Not, he didn't say fuck, but he was like, I'm not your dad. Don't call me dad. I don't want to be your dad. Don't reach out to me. So Just thank you, my child. Well, come on up. Made a big deal out of it. Um, I said, come on up. I meant it. Come on, kid. Please come rub your hair all over my beard. Um, these are just things that I need to unpack. Trauma bonding, yeah. But these are just things because then I thought about it today and I was like, was my dad the original asshole? Was my dad like using me in a lot of ways, like to be a good Scientologist and then dump me when I wasn't what he wanted me to be? I never looked at it that way. I'm not kidding. I never looked at it that way. I'm not beating myself up, Audrey. I just this is how I sort things out. And was he? Like, I'm not trying to say like I have a hard time with this kind of shit. I got to be honest because I hate it's a Scientology thing. There are no victims. There are no victims. So like even right now I'm jumping to but I have accountability too. I didn't do what he wanted me to do. I did let him down. But then I fight with that and I'm like, but I was 16. Shouldn't I have been the kid? Why was I the parent too? Like why did I have to be the adult? I shouldn't have been. But anyway, it just made me kind of go down the list of things today that I haven't really looked at and seen a pattern of like, why? Why do I treat people like shit? Why do I allow people to treat me like shit? Why am I cool with abuse? I said it so freely the other day. I'm cool with abuse. I can put up with abuse. And I meant that. I meant what I said. It wasn't to make anybody feel bad or, anything. I can put up with abuse. It's nothing to me. Kid, wow, girl. Kid, wow. It's a lot. It's a lot of extra. But we have the same chubby pouch. That's for sure. It's not cool to feel that way. It's not cool for me to be like, yeah, I've heard a lot of people. I was a Scientologist. Not that I feel that way anyway. I never would be like, blame it on Scientology. I grew up in a cult. Nah, that ain't cool. Nobody gets a pass, by the way, for anything. I don't think anybody should get a pass. Sure. I agree with this. You were dealt a bad hand. A lot of us were. I was dealt a bad hand, but I'm 40 now. So now it's time to pick up the pieces and not be a shitty person. You can't walk around your whole life being like, it's just how it's how I was raised. Like, I don't do that anyway. I'm all about, I'm a shitty person. Let's just start there. That's why I'm trying to get better at not saying I'm fat and ugly because I'm like, stop doing that. If that's my outlook, like, where are we going to go from there? So I'm really better at that. But I have no doubt. I've just really I fucking really hit me today. I was like, why did I started caring more about my relationship since I moved here, being on my own, just me and Huxley and the animals, having time to reflect. Why was I a shitty person though in Kansas City? Because I feel like I didn't care. I didn't care how I treated people. I didn't care. It didn't matter to me. I don't mean it like I don't give a shit about you. I mean it like I did not value friendship. I've never valued friendship before. Ever. Never cared. Think about this for a minute, guys. The disconnection policy is very serious in Scientology. So like my dad literally looked me in the eye and was like, I've been your dad for the last 16 years, but after this moment, don't call me dad. Go fuck your life. Find your own financial way. That's how easy it is. That's how easy it is to just snip. So why would someone come out today and be like, Reese treated me really shitty? Yeah, no doubt. My own father was like, peace, take the fuck care. I hate you. That's how we look at relationships. It made me feel better about that, like realizing it that way, because I really am hard on myself about that. There are people that I have treated poorly since I started, way before I started a YouTube channel, but let's address that now. Since I started a YouTube channel, have I felt, Bo Beats, have you felt the need to reach out to any of the good people that you heard? over and over, especially over the last couple of weeks. Yes. But I don't want to because I'm afraid they're just going to put the screenshots up and go, see how convenient. No, I'm not going to be made fun of for trying to reach out and say, hey, I would like to talk to you. Not only would I like to apologize, but like I'd like to actually have a conversation with you. I guess I just have to consider that let sleeping dogs lie kind of a thing. Like, I don't think they want to talk to me. So it's okay. And I'm not saying this so that people will not say bad things about me. By all means, continue to say bad things. You deserve to. I'm sure I did treat you horribly, right? But I was surprised by that and I'm not anymore. Once I thought about that today and I thought, um, it doesn't surprise me. Like my own dad was just like, I'm washing my hands of you. Goodbye. In a matter of minutes, it was over. And then what? So what are you going to do now regarding the people you hurt? That is what matters. Well, I'm apologizing right here, carry on. But again, I don't want to be ridiculed any more than I have been. I don't want to reach out to people and they're like, first of all, I did try to one of them, but they have me blocked. So I can't reach out. Two of them actually. I did text two of them at Christmas and I was blocked. So there is no reaching out anyway. All I can do is say here how I feel. I'm just trying to heal myself. I would love to talk to those people, but again, I don't want this to turn into a nice timing. I don't need that either, you know. It is sincere, but if you're going to just make fun of it, then make fun of it. You know, I don't it's for me, you know. I would love to, but well, carry on. I know there's more than two. And clearly you're a hater of me, I'm guessing, right? Like do you are you I'm trying to have a conversation here and you're just kind of being awkward about it. Maybe I read that wrong, but I guess I'm just not surprised that I was a mean girl, if that's how we want to put it. I'm not surprised that um, I did bad things. I'm regretful of that. I wish I hadn't. But how many of us, like, show of fucking hands, do you wish that you hadn't done something or said something a year ago, 5 years ago? Like, I'm not trying to get out of it here, but like, the list goes on the older we get, right? Like, I have regrets about that. I wish I hadn't have said that to that person. I wish I hadn't have been so harsh. I have that with friends and family. I've said things to my own mom that I'm like, I got to clean that up with you because I'm sorry that I treated you that way. Like, that's not, that's human. That's human. And maybe I shouldn't be so hard on myself about it. But I think I'm hard on myself because that is the state of Scientology. I can't speak for you guys. I can't speak to your trauma and your background. I can speak to mine. And I can only tell you how it feels. I can only explain it to you in the best way I can, but I'm not surprised that someone would say I'm a piece of shit. I think I was raised in certain ways to be a piece of shit. I know this because I'm not the only piece of shit that came out of Scientology that's in Scientology. Most of us act that way. There's a few really good ones. Like I said, Brenda, my mother-in-law, um, really was a good person. She wrote reports, but she was a great person. But for the most part in Scientology, everybody is cutthroat, guys. We are trained like that. You are cutthroat. And I mean, you get violent physically. I never did, but like I got hit in the head with a fax machine. My mother-in-law, Brenda, I saw it so many times. People would pick up, well, not people, Linda Nelson. She'd pick up chairs in the academy where we all studied, usually around statistic day, Thursdays around 2. And she'd go, Brenda! And she'd pick up chairs and chuck them at Brenda. I'll highlight that for you, my friend. Reese is a good example of how not to live life. Says you, Jeremy. And you're not wrong, my friend. Like, you're not wrong. I'm not for everyone. Clearly, I'm not for Jeremy. I mean, that doesn't really even bother me. He's not wrong. I don't know. Hey, Rhonda. Thanks, Rhonda. Yeah. I mean, that's the only thing. He must be perfect. Yeah, I mean, that's the only thing is it's so easy when you're behind a computer. It's hard. You go live, you're putting it all out there, but it's easy behind a computer. Yeah. He without sin cast the first stone. I mean, I'm not asking you to give me grace, especially to the people who really are upset with me. I'm not asking for grace. Again, I'm not trying to change anything there because I don't expect it to change. But I don't know. I just going through the whole aftermath of this tornado that just happened, it's made me really take a look at maybe I need to kind of go back here. And I really thought that today. I was like, is my dad the original asshole? In all seriousness, is he? Is he? There seem to be some similarities in the treatment there. And maybe, just maybe, that is why I'm like, I can put up with abuse. Think about it. Like, I was like, Dad, please, no, don't go. And like begging for years. I mean, I slowed down on those emails. I didn't like email him every day, but like begging him, writing him letters, being like, please, 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 like, take me back. And then, guys, remember when he handed me my baby book? Well, that's what I was going to say. Like a year, I don't remember. That may not have even been a year later. It was when I was going to a funeral in Kansas City. He rolled the window down and I saw him for the first time after he dumped me. And I thought, for a moment, I thought maybe like he's going to be like, hey, and like be happy to see like time has passed, maybe he's going to feel cool about me again and want me in his life. And that was what I was hoping for. And he rolled the window down and I went up and I was like, hi, Dad. I was so nervous to like actually see his face. And he pushes this through the window and it was my baby book that he used to write in. And he was so hardcore. He was so Scientology. It was very Scientology. And he goes, here, I'm not going to need this ever again, or I won't be needing this anymore. Cutthroat. That's how we treat each other. So when somebody says like Reese is an awful person, believe them. I'm sure I was. Not even going to say like they're a liar. They're telling the truth. They're telling the truth. I'm sure I've been a fucking mean girl to a lot of people because I didn't value friendships. I didn't value your friendship at the time. Those people I were mean to, that I said horrible things to, I regret that now. I would treat them differently now, but it's because I was in a bad place. If I'm down here, I'm not going to treat you how you should be respected and loved and treated because I'm going to treat you how I treat myself. I didn't value myself. I don't know. It's a new realization that I had today and I thought, shit, man. I've made a lot of fucking mistakes. This most recent one was pretty bad. Pretty bad. Now, I haven't done like illegal stuff. I've been quite the mean girl. I don't know how else to put it. I feel like that's a fun way of putting it. I've been quite the mean girl. And I wonder if I was the mean girl too, because when I was in relationships, I was in shitty relationship. Like, I don't know. I think people are how they are if they're unhappy. I wasn't happy. I was miserable. I was miserable with myself. I wasn't working on myself. I've been in 2 bad relationships back to back, with men who are aggressive, um, manipulative, but also just very harsh in their words. So it doesn't surprise me that, like, I was not in a good place. The whole thing wasn't good. This is why I can't be in a relationship now, because I have to work on myself. Hurt people do hurt people. Yeah. And I take responsibility for that. I do apologize to all those people right now. There's, of course, more than 2. There's way more than 2. But I can't talk to them. They have me blocked. And interestingly enough, like, I mean, the people that don't have me blocked way before YouTube, I told you this, like, I treated some people like shit at a job I had once, my boss. And I reached out to her like a long time after I left. And I just said, "Hey," on Facebook, I was like, "Hey, I'm sorry that I was shitty to you at that job. Like, that was all me. I was really shitty to you. I was a mean girl, definitely a mean girl." I'd say that's my worst characteristic. And she was like, "It's okay. Like, water under the bridge." And I was like, "Yeah, but not for me. I don't like how I treated you. I don't like how I acted." When we know better and we learn and we are willing to take a look at ourselves and see that maybe we're the problem, I feel like that also, makes you want to take some accountability and be a better person. And even then, I was still a shitty person when I was did that with her, but I think I took a look at myself a little bit. Now I feel like I'm growing a lot, you know, and I still absolutely have so much to work on. And I realized that today. I was just thinking about, man, I don't even talk to my therapist about Scientology. It's kind of a big one. I Miss Sassafras, a public apology is huge. If that's not good, nothing will be. I'm not expecting anything out of this. That's the problem is that's the hard part about YouTube. You can say something and then it's not going to be good enough. And I don't know if it will or won't be. But I'm telling you right now, if people are out there saying Reese is a piece of shit, believe them. This isn't a tactic. This isn't a con. Believe them. Because I was a piece of shit to myself. Of course I was a piece of shit to other people. My whole life, I have been telling me I'm ugly. I'm stupid. I'm not good enough. You're so uneducated. You're not attractive. You're fat. You're a size 14. Nobody's going to be attracted to that. Biggin. Like, I've been doing that to me. That's how I talk to me. How do you think I'm gonna treat other people? Well, I don't talk to me that way anymore, and I'm really in therapy about that, and I'm here trying to build myself up and be a better person, and then that you turn around and you're better to other people, right? That's how it works. But I viewed myself so poorly, especially in Scientology. I remember when Aaron outed me and I was just in bed crying every day and like didn't want to get out of bed. I was like, is this depression? Am I depressed? Is that what this is? Because we don't use that word. It really made me take a look at stuff, but I feel like I still acted like such a Scientologist even until I got divorced and moved out. And even after that, since I've moved here, I I'm 2 years out of Scientology. I think I'm realizing today even, I'm very much still act like a Scientologist. I'm more aware of it. I try to unpack it. I do the best I can to like be very self-aware about that now and go, yeah, that no. But let's face it, L. Ron Hubbard was the ultimate con artist. I really fell for that. And it's drilled into my head on how we behave as Scientologists. And I think it's taken me a while. But you know what's cool, Galen? The average size in the United States now of a woman's size is 16. I'm a 12 now. I've lost enough weight. I don't eat anymore. I haven't eaten yet today. What time is it? Wow, 6 o'clock. I'm a size 12. I haven't been a size 12 and I can't remember. I've always pretty much been a 14, which is good for my diabetes. Yeah, absolutely. And by the way, I haven't seen you in forever, info dump truck. I apologize for bullying someone after 5 years after it happened. People still appreciate it. Absolutely, they do. Who like that? If we die tomorrow, guys, what is it that you want to die knowing? That you've got millions of dollars in your bank account, that you drove a Range Rover, that you had a really cool job, that you had a degree? No, for me anyway, I want to go out knowing that I don't have a bunch of people that hate me, that I repaired things. I've always been that way. I'm very sensitive to like, did I just hurt their feelings? But I think I just felt that and I didn't care because I did hurt people's feelings and I didn't care. I care now, but it's too late. All I can do is move forward. But in all seriousness, I want everybody to think that for a minute. Like I've been talking about this isn't new what I'm talking about. I really do not want to hurt people. But I mean it way more now than I ever meant it before. I really don't wanna hurt people. There's enough of that shit in the world, like, I don't wanna add to it. I may be dark, right? Like, I have when I'm with, like, very personal people, when I'm with very personal private relationships, things like that, I don't I don't I say things that are darker than I do here. I do. I've made fun of people, I've body shamed, like, I don't have a problem admitting to that because I know we've all done it, and everybody's different as far as their sense of humor. I have a dark sense of humor. I've absolutely, like, made fun of people. I've absolutely laughed at people, like, I've laughed when people fall, depending on their age. If they're old, I don't laugh, but, like, those reels that we've all seen of people falling on ice, I laugh, of course, it's hilarious. But, I mean, I guess I'm just putting that out there that, like, I've not been a good person. I've said bad things about people, even in current time that I love. I'm not worried about that. I mean, I'm going to try to learn from it. I think I've become a better person, but this last relationship and the one before that, I'm not proud of. And I did bad things to, obviously I wasn't in a good place with those people. It wasn't healthy. That's what I guess I'm trying to say. It wasn't healthy, and I was aware of that. But I think I'm so used to, like, I just feel like I can't tell you how many times I was with Jeff or Tommy talking to somebody about it, and I would go, "Well, that's what relationships are. Like, you have good days and bad days." I don't know that that's true, and until I know what's good, I'm not gonna be in a relationship for a long time because I don't think it's okay to be so like, it's not good to treat your friends poorly. Why would it be cool to treat your spouse that way and just go, "That's just how friends are." It's not, and that's why I didn't have any, because I didn't treat people very well when I especially as a Scientologist, but I consider myself still kind of a Scientologist coming out. Let's face it, I didn't plan to come out. I was outed by accident, and then I had to just kind of readjust and be a good person in the real world, and I haven't done that very well. Tommy is releasing special videos. Well, I'm not surprised. He has the right to fire back, right? I mean, I'm sure Tommy is going to come out with like a huge hate campaign against me. I'm not going to be shocked by any of that. I'm sure Tommy's going to come out and show horrible text messages of things that I said about people because let's be fair about that. Think of the person that you trust the most right now. Would you want all of your I don't know what he's coming videos, I guess, but, like, would you want all of your texts to that person shown to the world? Are there things you're not gonna be proud of that you might have said to people, about other people? I'm sure I've said total shit things about people to Tommy because Tommy was my very best friend, and I trusted and loved him. I'm sure he's gonna come out with I mean, that's all I can think of, like, I don't know what videos, but I'm sure he's gonna come out with things of like, here's who Reese really is, you know? Reese is really a grifter. I'm sure he's gonna show stuff where I'm saying, um, my income's down by this percent this month, and I need to make some money. I'm sure he's gonna show things like that out of context, and um I have a feeling it's gonna be probably something like that'll be the narrative, like Reese is really a grifter and you guys need to know it or something. I don't know. I'm sure that, and I've told people that are in my life now, I'm sure he's gonna come out with the best thing I can think of are text messages. And I'm sure there's Tommy and I were together for a long time. I'm sure I've said some shit. Put it out there. I have no doubt that I've said that person sucks or I fucking hate that guy or whatever. I have no doubt. I mean, I just said it. I mean, it's funny that we're talking. I have been a mean girl. I'm not doing anything illegal. You're not going to find anything like that. But what is this Netflix business? Everybody's talking about Netflix. Oh, Panko, I agree. And I've learned my lesson on that. Panko says that's why it's good to not put anything in writing. Um, I'm sure, but again, Panko, think about it. Like the person that you love the most, the person that you text and confide in the most, and let's face it, Tommy and I are both very dark people. We're kind of dark. So I have no doubt that we had dark conversations. That's not going to surprise me one bit. It's not going to surprise me if he puts a text out where I'm bitching about my mods, even. They know that. We've talked about that. It's not going to surprise me, that he's going to try to say Reese is just after your money. And maybe he won't. You know what? Lori, I don't know what that means. Maybe he won't. Maybe he'll just take the high road. And, Tommy has said, I'm not going to do videos on you. I'm not going to respond to this. I'm not going to do videos about this. I don't know. Maybe he'll come out and say, I really loved her and I'm never going to harm her and back to business. I don't know. But he has every right to come out and say what he wants to say. I dropped a big bomb. I mean, can't expect him to not retaliate, I'm sure he will. I'm sure Tommy absolutely hates me with every fiber of his fucking being. I know how Tommy thinks. He's definitely going to try to craft something and fire back at me and make me look like the world's biggest grifter, one. Or two, I don't know. I know he hates me. He'll either talk about how much he hates me and show you what a bad person I am, or he's going to just be a good guy and say, I'm not going to fire back at her. I really loved that woman. But that's going to be his choice. That'll be his choice. There's nothing I can do about that. I don't wish anything bad on him. I've told you yesterday and I'll tell you again. I really loved Tommy Scoville. I really loved him. So I said my piece about it. I showed my piece about it. Yeah, that's a good point too. I mean, he won't. He'll have another female do it. Probably Ty Mark if yeah. Yeah, he may. He may have the woman about the video. Maybe he'll have her on to dispute it all. I don't know. Disprove it all. I don't know. But that's his right and he has his own platform to do that and staying silent is the only way to redeem himself. If I were Tommy right now, I think coming out and retaliating in a big way won't make things better. I think coming out and just saying, I'm not going to respond or talk to this would probably be best, but no, I haven't spoken to either one of them, Shannon C. But I mean, I don't know what he's going to do. I'm guessing off the top of my head. I don't know what he's going to do. My guess is absolutely he hates me more than anything or anyone he's ever hated in his life. And he's going to try to make me look as bad as he possibly can. And this whole situation is very sad. and I wish it hadn't happened. Lynn Arundel, I don't know what that means. But I just want you guys to know too, this won't become a tit for tat thing. I have a lot more that I'm not gonna bring out and show. It's over. This isn't gonna be a tennis match. Um, I'm not gonna continue to try to burn him or do anything else. Is there really a book? Yeah, as far as I know, Sherry, there's definitely a book. But I mean, I don't know, and I wouldn't be surprised. That if I had to guess, that would be it, that he's gonna come out with, "Here's all these text messages of how horrible Reese really talks about people." No doubt. Because again, when you're confiding in, I mean, he was my person, and I trusted and let my guard down the most. So and our relationship is long distance, so we text all the time. That would be my guess, is that he's going to just like try to burn me down with text messages and let him. I mean, again, I'm not going to sit here and claim that I'm a really good person. I've said some real shit about people. So, that's going to be the best we can do there, and it may make me look terrible. Maybe it'll work. I don't know. I don't know. That's kind of part of the game if you're a YouTuber. You're putting your whole life out here. Um, yeah. Shannon, I don't think I'm in that book. Uh-uh. Oh, I like that time arc. Don't expose him, expose the behavior. Just like he was all ready to go after the jesters, shine the light, right? Yeah. And again, he may shine the light on me and say, here's how she really talks about people. I don't know. I don't know. I wouldn't be surprised. I'm trying to think what would be, how would you expose me? It would be something like that, because I say shit that I wouldn't say on YouTube necessarily. And I would, to be honest, but it's just everything I say is so picked apart anyway and dissected. I don't want to say things that I would say only in my biggest person I confide in, if that makes sense. In a way, like, this is my job. I do this. This is how I make my income. And when you guys are at work, would you say exactly what you would say to your closest friend? I mean, I just said it. I'm dark. I say some dark things. I'm not necessarily going to do that here. It's just not cool. In a way, it's unprofessional, if that makes sense. Like, I'm not going to do that here. I don't want to. I have like 3 to 4 people in my life that I would say dark things to, and they would understand me that I'm dark. If I say it here, I don't know these 1,400 people in this chat. I don't know all of you. I don't want to hurt people. I don't want people to take it the wrong way. The people that I say those things to, like Tommy, knew what I meant when I said it. Or maybe I was being harsh. I don't really care. We don't need to get into this. Like, I'm not worried about it. That's the best we're probably going to do, is show some text messages. I don't know. Again, maybe he'll be a gentleman and a good guy and just take the high road and go, I'm not going to talk about this. I really loved her and I don't want to talk about this. I said I wasn't going to and not going to. I don't know. I wish things would have been different. I can say that. I really do. Shelly. Why does everyone call him Tommy? His name is Brett, because that's the only name I knew him by. He was clear about that his real name is Brett. He wasn't hiding that. Tommy was like a stage name, and that's what I called him. I don't feel like Tommy was trying to hide that. He was very upfront about, my name is Brett Miller. Yeah, that's true. And I know you, Sophia. My humor isn't exactly for general public consumption. That's a great point. My humor, my true dark humor, I've always been that way in my life. I only am really dark and like I can get dark, right? But I only do that with the people who I know will understand me and not go, "What the hell?" Like, I don't not like that with my mom. There you go, Ryan. Heaven forbid my texts get leaked. You guys know Ryan. He's streamed with me. Ryan is a longtime friend of mine. Ryan could pull out some texts from me that would probably make you look at me very differently. And Tommy maybe will be able to do the same. And when I say that, I'm saying I've been dark. What does dark mean? Like, well, kind of how I talked about myself. Tearing people down, making fun, laughing at things that you shouldn't laugh at, sending a dark meme that may not be funny to everybody. Not everybody has my sense of humor. And my sense of humor here never would though. No, of course you wouldn't, Ryan, because you're my friend and friends don't do that. But my sense of humor here is a very, very probably light on the surface version. You see it sometimes, but it's yeah, I know Holly Day, and I'm not trying to, but that isn't being a con. Well, that's true. Here's the thing, guys. If I had to think about this, I'm not going to go through a year and a half worth of text messages with Tommy, but I'm sure that if he does, he'll find things where I talk about money, where I talk about people. Like, you'll find it. You want truffles? You got to get in the dirt with the pigs. And we've all been pigs. All of us have. All of us are dirty. Everybody's hands are dirty. And I'm not sitting here saying mine are not. And that goes for Tommy. That goes for all my ex mods. That goes for people in any of our past, not just Tommy. That's for anybody. Anybody, think about it. Close your eyes right now and think about it. Who's my number one person that I text stuff to, or say things to, or whatever? Would I want everything put out on the internet that I say to that person? No, no, I would not. I'm sure we're all flawed. Yeah. But I would say that my dark humor is darker in real life outside of YouTube than it is here with the people that I know I can trust. Tommy was one of my people. If I was going to try to end me or cancel me, that's what I would do. I'm sure he's got things that I've said about people currently. I'm sure. I've no doubt. And if you haven't talked shit about someone in your current life, bless you. You should be up working with the Lord, because that's where I think perfection exists. I don't know. I'm not worried about that. I just can't worry about that. I know I'm a shitty person in a lot of ways. I'm never going to pretend I'm not. I'm just not a shitty person, or I am a shitty person in a lot of ways. But I also know in a lot of ways how I'm not a shitty person, if that makes sense. Like, I know how dark I get, and I know things I would never do. Let's put it that way, if that makes sense. There are things that I would never do. You're never going to find anything on me where, like, I say I want to just dark, dark, dark things, if you know what I mean. There's none of that. It's just me being a fucking mean girl. And I'm guilty of that. And to all those people, I really do apologize to you. I'm going to read my super chats. Thank you for becoming a member. I got you there, Franklin. Thank you. I have had to do a lot of replay since this happened. I pray for you and Hux's safety and healing. I won't add to the deluge of emails. I know I wish you the best life possible for you and Hux. Thank you, baby steps. Thank you for saying that. And Christy Hughes left, but that was really kind of her. And Shadow Woman, thank you for being here and your super sticker. Janet Burns, thanks for being a member, babe. Your friends don't have to love you. They just do. That's kind, Tara. That's a nice thing to say. Just looking. Thank you for becoming a member. Lena in Love. Thank you, Lena in Love. I feel like I haven't seen you for a little bit. Thank you for saying that. Riz's wifey, be your own best friend. And if you can't till then, well, yeah, that's right. That's what I'm going to work on. I have so much to work on. All I'm going to have are friendships going forward. I don't know how to treat a man. I don't know how I want to be treated by a man. I just barely learned how to treat my friends. And I'm being serious about that. I just learned how to treat friends not that long ago. I have no business being in anything but a friendship. Thank you, Christy Hughes. Shadow Woman, thank you for saying that and being a member. I really mean this, guys. It's very supportive. I had a similar experience with my mom and the lack of emotional attachment. So there were times when I met new people who were genuinely kind to me and I felt like I was super attached to them, made unhealthy attachments. Yeah, I that's the thing. I'm not shy about that. That's what this channel is about. I am not going to come out here and say my fucking hands are clean. No matter what happens. I don't care if he says something, if any of my old friends come out and make videos, if they band together. I have been a shitty person. I will be the first to tell you. I have treated myself super shitty. I would not treat others well when I was in such a dark place. And I would say most of the time that I was with Tommy, I was in a very dark place. In a dark place. Take that for what it's worth. I'm sure he's going to have some dark things to say about me because I was with a dark partner. We were not good together. We were fucking toxic. I should have ended that a long time ago, and I didn't. That's on me. Why was it a dark place, Shannon? Because we were both toxic for each other. We fought a lot. He was very aggressive. It wasn't like just lovey-dovey. I said that all the time to him. I'd say, "Man, on YouTube, you treat me very different. We are very different on YouTube than we are out here. We don't talk." I said that all the time. We don't talk. How many times did I say that on my stream, guys? When you'd say, "How are you and Tommy doing?" And I'd go, "I don't know. We don't really talk." I was telling the truth. That was my way of being able to say it without saying it. That was my biggest thing. That was my biggest complaint to him. We don't talk. I would get so excited to stream with him because I was like, I get to talk to him. Like, I get some attention. He lost interest in me way back when. I know that. He lost interest in me. I said that to him privately outside of YouTube. I'd go, "Are you even into me anymore? I don't feel like you need me anymore." I said that a week or two ago. "I don't feel like you need me anymore. It's just the chemistry's off. You're not there anymore." I mean, I knew this. I knew it was dead, but like weeks back, months, guys. We don't talk. So when we would stream, I'd get excited. So we were dark for each other. I feel like our demons were what were attracted to each other. Seriously, that's the best way I can put that. It wasn't from a place of love. It was too like our demons were very, very like probably our trauma. We trauma bonded too. I feel like our trauma was attracted to each other. That's not a place of love. That's dark. If you're going to take a relationship and the foundation is demons and trauma that you're building on, looking back, that's what we did. I'm sure I brought out the worst in him too, just like he brought out probably the worst in me. I have no doubt that that's probably going to be the narrative. Look at how dark she is. Look at how much of a grifter she really is. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know what he'll say, but it's just that's probably realistic. We didn't bring out the best in each other at all. Maybe in the beginning, but things got weird pretty quickly. I felt like he didn't like me. And I lost a lot of interest in him as far as I need more attention than this. I would say that a lot to him. Like, I need you to, when I was sick a couple weeks ago, I called him and he was like, "Yeah." And I said, "I haven't heard from you in 9 hours. When I'm sick, I need you to check in on me." And he went, I'm trying to do this for Diddy. I have Atwood." And he stopped himself and he went, "You're right. I'm sorry." And then I let him go. And I was like, did I just ask someone to check on me when I'm sick? And I was like, this isn't good. This just isn't good. And I don't know how to end it, but like, we need to end this. We're not good for each other. And he has those stories too. He's not just the bad guy. I was the bad. I'm also the villain right now in his world. And I'm sure he's going to show you that. That's what happens when people end horribly, right? But I do feel like we started off dark, from a dark place. We started off with our demons, right? Trauma, not healthy, not healthy. And I see that. I see that. Deanna, I love you. Thank you, Deanna. I love you, girl. Thank you for being a member. Mandible of Bats, why did you keep monetizing your content with Tommy after you knew he was scamming your audience? What steps will you be taking to refund the money? Hmm. This is my job. And I know that you just hate me. You're just a person that doesn't like me. And so you're wanting me to read this. It doesn't affect me. Um, I won't be refunding the money. That's kind of similar to the story I told about cutting a pillow open and feathers going everywhere. Go back and get those feathers. You can't. They went everywhere. I am monetized on YouTube. Anything else? It was just a lame ass question. Unrelatable Reese, thank you for making me laugh out loud. I like relatable hateable. Should we change it to relatable hateable Reese? I love you, Kat. Every successful YouTuber has haters. Allison, you make a good point. It just sucks when your relationship turns into you both hate each other. Um you guys are funny. Um Hey, Liz Tricks, all your thoughts right now are valid. It's part of the grieving process. Everyone needs to let you do what you need to do to process a huge life experience. You are human. You are needed. You are loved. Thank you, Liz Tricks. And I love you back. I love you back. And guys, if I need to, if it's, I mean, I've been saying this, maybe I don't need to be a YouTuber. I don't know. That keeps going through my head. Like, maybe I don't need to do this anymore. 1 year milestone. I'm still not caught up on everything. I have a hard time taking in too much at one time, but please know I love you. Witchy Trista, I get that, girl. I'm starting to feel that way myself. Thank you for being a member for a year. That's incredible. I think I started memberships a year ago. They hate because of jealousy. You do you. Thank you, Beans Mama. That could be, but I don't think the real people that were in my life. I mean, I don't know about people who just hate me for no reason that I've never met, but the people who I actually hurt, the people who were my friends that now hate me, it's not because of jealousy. It's not. It isn't. It's because I hurt them. It is. I mean, it's the facts. It's the truth. I would never blame that on jealousy. Katie did. Everyone has been through stuff, but you have been through some extra and some very diverse stuff. It's good idea to work it out. Thank you, Katie did. Thank you for saying that. Matrix Tech Solutions, thank you for your super sticker. That's awesome. Thank you. Bell Notes, we are all learning. Give yourself grace. Thank you, Bell Notes. I'm trying. Hey, Alana, there is tough and there is desensitized to abuse. You are both. And the abuse is normalized for you. Becoming truly aware of that and creating new boundaries for that is work. Love you. I love you too, girl. And to be honest, maybe being a female ex Scientologist, I shouldn't be in a relationship with a man, right? Like maybe I'm just spiraling at this point, but there's a lot of Scientology abuse there that I need to unpack and get well with myself about, because I even think that, like, I'm sure I abused Tommy. Let's not pretend that didn't happen, right? I mean, with like verbal abuse, I'm sure that I was like, he said, like I just shared with you, I said, we don't talk enough. One of his big things to me was, you hurt my feelings a lot. You hurt my feelings a lot. That makes me feel bad. I hated that every time he said it to me. I hated that every time he said it to me. Not because I was mad at him. I hated that I did that to him, that I had that effect on him. So I abused him back, and I'm not going to say that I didn't. It's not my place to say that I did. You know what I mean? It's like when you say like you hurt my feelings and the person's like, "No, I didn't." Well, you don't get to say whether my feelings are hurt or not. I hate that I hurt his feelings. So what I'm trying to say is we hurt each other a lot. I'm sure that again, just even looking at this from a different perspective, like zooming out, we were fucking trash for each other. Like we should have never been together. It was like, it was like, just two majorly traumatic backgrounds, two people who should just not be together. I don't know who I should be with, but I know that I did a lot of damage to him too. I know that. I'm not sitting here going, poor me, I'm such a victim. I mean, it was over a year of back and forth with each other. We broke up, we got back together. I mean, every relationship has that. Hey, Casper. We're all learning as we go because there's no rule book for this kind of craziness. We're just doing our best to figure it out along the way. You're right. But unfortunately, Casper, on YouTube, people are more held their feet to the fire. And just there's some truth to that. You know, I am putting it out here on YouTube. I am monetized. I make money doing this. I get it. But it is true that, you know, I abused him back, I'm sure. And I just think we should have ended that a long time ago. It got really toward the end, as you know, it got very, very, very volatile, very dangerous, and very fiery. It should have ended a long time ago. I should have ended it when I realized, no, Bo Beats. I should have ended it when I realized you're not into this anymore. I mean, I said that many times. You're not feeling this. And I know you're not feeling. I could feel that. I knew that. And whoever I do end up with way down the road, I probably won't ever have a man in my life again because I require a lot of attention. I like attention. It's not attention. My love language is quality time and what was the other one, guys? Quality time, it was physical touch, but words of affirmation. I require, like, I'm very needy. I want to hold your hand all day. That's why Fred and I were so good together. We held hands in our sleep. I'm very, very needy when I'm with a guy. I want to spend time with you. I just want your time. I want to go out and eat something with you. I want to sit at home and just like stare at you and talk. It's creepy. It's weird. Hopefully I'll change. Probably not. But that was too much for Tommy. It was too much for Jeff. That's not Tommy's fault. I'm not going to blame him for that. It was too much for Jeff too, though. And I'm sure that has to do with the fact that I didn't get a lot of masculine attention when I was little. I loved getting attention from my dad, but I never got it. I can remember being like, and him being like, ugh, get away from me, you know? So, I don't know. There's a chance I probably won't find someone that's interested. I don't think men are very different than women. And I don't think men, I don't know. I have a lot to learn and I need to learn and unpack and heal with me and just spend time with my child. That's all we need to do right now. But someone is going to love your clingy mess. Rain virus, maybe that's true. Oh, ness, not mess, clinginess. Maybe. Doesn't really matter because I have too much to work on for me anyway. But I am overly, overly clingy. And I think that Tommy probably was like, this is too much and lost a lot of interest at that point. But I also I'm going to choose to believe, I thought of this today too. I'm going to choose to believe that he did love me in the way that he knew how to love, if that makes sense. We all love differently anyway. I'm going to choose that. It just helps me to sleep better. Donna, thank you, Donna Cooper. That's really kind. Jenny, I haven't seen you in forever. Thanks for being a member, babe, if you're still here. Donna Hannah, Reese, I sent you a personal DM on Facebook. I want you to know, and I love and support you unconditionally. You are perfect the way you are. I'm proud of you. Donna, that is so nice. And I'm sorry I haven't responded to it. I've probably gotten over 1,000 messages in the last 48 hours, but thank you. I appreciate this so much. I'm serious. Joyful Ladybug, have you looked into a group for people who have left Scientology? I have not. I don't know what you mean. I mean, there's no physical group anywhere that I know of. It's not very big. There's not that many people. I know you aren't perfect, says Baby Steps. I love to watch your growth as you process. We can all learn from it. To expect perfection, it to miss the pearls of wisdom that can occur here. Have grace, people. Thank you, Baby Steps. Thank you for that. That's a kind thing to say. Hey, Laura Jane, happy to be here again. Abusers are like an illness. They can sense good, prey just like a virus senses a weak immune system. It's on us to strengthen. That's a cool way of putting it, Laura. Thank you for that. I like that. Thank you, girl. You were used and expected people leaving. You were used to and expected people leaving. I still do. I still expect people to leave. I'm very used to people disconnecting from me. You're right, Kathy. You make a very good point, babe. Thank you for that. And Kathy, you don't have to be a member. Katie did. Yes, it is your dad. Your dad started this cycle. You are used to abuse. It isn't cool, but it's true. You have to figure out who you want to be and how to be it. It's a process. I agree with this so much. And once I figure it out, I'll probably attract the right people into my life. I've already got the right friends, but like maybe I will. Maybe there is hope for me someday. Trish, thank you for becoming a member. Cool last name. I'm not even going to try to butcher that. Amy Degg, my behavior is because of how I was raised, but I'm actively working to change that. Sometimes I will make mistakes, but I am trying. A new mantra. I love that. It's just I don't want to make it look like I don't take accountability because I definitely don't feel that way in my head. I know I'm a piece of shit to people. I know I have been. I know I was a piece of shit to Tommy, to all my ex mods, to all those people that I just left and trashed. Absolutely. I know I was. I know I was. I apologize for that. But I'm not going to pretend I wasn't and I didn't say awful things. I mean, I said way worse things when I was a Scientologist, and I'm trying to soften those edges. But between that and George Carlin, I'm way darker than you guys realize. I'm pretty dark. I just am. It's not a crime. It's not a terrible thing. It's just not for everybody. And I don't want to offend people. It's not the purpose of my dark humor. It's just, I have it. It's just there for me. Both you and Tommy hurt me on live stream. You by accident and you apologize. His was careless and he threatened to ban me and ignored me. I'm sorry, Info Dumb Truck. I'm happy to see you again. I'm really happy to see you again. And I'm sorry that I offended you. Thank you for your super chat. I'm Helena and I've been an asshole before. I'm human. Helena, she's another one with the dark ass humor, guys. She's there for it. I love you, Helena. Thank you for super chatting me. Yorkie Mom, I'm sorry, but if they were friends, then they shouldn't have gone on the attack in the brutal manner they did. That is not how you treat friends you don't agree with. They are not good people. Please stop defending them. Pam, that's hardcore. I still think that I threw the first insult though. And how people react to being hurt is how they react. We can't control that. If they took it to YouTube because they felt like that was the place they wanted to take it, they can use their voice any way they want. That's what I did 2 days ago on here. I'm about to get attacked for it tonight. I'm sure. I'm going to eat shit tonight. I'm sure. Right? So I get it, Pam. And I love you, by the way. And thank you for your $20. But I don't want to shame someone for being hurt and where they took it and how they should have done it. That's what everybody's doing with me right now. You should have handled it this way. Why'd you sit on it for so long? Why do you do that? Why do you have a child? You shouldn't have one. I mean, they did it how they did it. And I don't want to shame anybody for that. Lover Bubbles, thank you. Cute name. Thank you for becoming a member. But Pam, you are very much a cheerleader of mine and I appreciate you. I don't want you to feel like I just didn't care about what you said. It's just they were hurt and they took their hurt where they wanted to. Trish with the cool last name. I've been a subscriber for a while. Started seeing you on Aaron's channel. You're an awesome person. Keep shining your light. You got this. Wow. What a cheerleader. You're courageous and empowering to me. It's a pleasure to watch you and I admire you. Thank you so much, Trish. That's awesome. That is such a nice thing to say. I'm happy to see you. I like people who show their come out of lurker mode. Hey, New Life Plan. Can't say, but wanted to say hi. And you look better today. Hugs. Thank you so much. I love you, girl. You know I do. Cindy, I got your text today. Hey, Reese, love to you all and the Reese's Pieces. Thank you so much, babe. And thank you for being a member. I love you. J and C, we all have our moments for disparaging others, ourselves and others. That's true. Please slow down with opening up completely to new acquaintances. Focus on you first. I agree with that so much. And I am. And I will. I promise. Thank you for your super chat. Kiki, it's good to see you again. And thank you for being a member, babe. Bo Beats, can I have a bite of your sugar candy necklace? You can. It's too tight. I don't know. I feel like it looks too tight. Bo, I love you and thank you for super chatting me. You didn't have to do that. Elron being the biggest con makes just what happened even more gross on the other party's side. Yeah. Yeah. He is the ultimate con, though. Elron Hubbard. Thank you, babe. Shelly Kelly, you are owning your flaws and mistakes. People will still be negative because that's just them, but you're being honest on here. I am. And I appreciate you pointing that out. I love you, Shelly. And you don't have to be a member, guys. Mary Beth, thank you for being a member. Guys, this is so supportive. And I don't like reading these at the end because it's not how I do it typically. So I feel weird. Like people, I don't like doing this at the end too, because I'm like, what if this person left? They're not getting validated or heard or seen that they super chatted me and gave me their money. Like, thank you. I want you to know. Thank you. I forgive you in advance. Grace tax. Thank you, girl. I appreciate that. I've made a lot of mistakes. I can't judge. Thank you, Superstorm Day. I appreciate the people who are saying that. Some people won't understand and some people will. Mary Beth, that's amazing. Thank you for your super sticker, babe. Dina81 became a member and your cat is super cute. Thank you, Dina. Hey, Jenny Stout, you dropped a truth bomb. Please don't worry about what he may say or that he'll destroy your community. We loved you before, Tommy, and we're here for you for good. Well, thank you. Thank you. I hope that's true. I don't know. I don't know what's going to come out. And again, it's his right to do that. Just like everybody who hates me, it's their right to come out and say things. Tommy's going to be the largest hater of all of Reese. I promise you that. He's the biggest hater of all the haters at this point, I'm sure. And I'm not saying that to be mean. That's to be expected. Thank you, Jenny, for your super chat. Tara, dig the darkness if it's real. Love your tats. Oh, wow. Thanks, Tara. That's awesome. Thanks, babe. Cat Girl, you have my support. You're a superwoman. Cat Girl, guys, I really appreciate this. It's lifting me up in ways that I've really needed. Marie, you are just human, Reese, like the rest of us mere mortals. You want and are learning to grow, and I think you are going the right way about it. Keep at it. You are doing fine. A for honesty. Okay, I agree with you on that, and thank you. She makes a good point. I don't know. I just work here. Sending love, hugs, and healing. I'm behind this and off topic. Would you consider taking down the guitar? Holds bad vibes. Oh, I picked that out. I bought it. No, I don't think I want to. I like that guitar because I like the stripes. Maybe Peace Lady. I don't know. But I kind of like that guitar. Love you, Angie Mose, so much. Thank you for being members, Meryl West. You too. Do a podcast once a week. We'd all be here. That's not a bad idea, Meryl. Romney, so you lied about your relationship on YouTube for money? No, but thanks for asking. And thanks for paying me to read that. Proud Nana of 2. Hey, Reese, take it one day at a time. Remember, people are put into our lives for a reason, a season or a lifetime. His purposes in your life are done. Absolutely. And I just want to move on from it. I just want to move on. And thank you for saying that, babe. Jelly Cats, thank you for your super sticker. Hey, Mrs. Priss. Love you, Reese. Watching you self-reflect makes me self-reflect. It's hard and can feel like uncharted waters, but I'm happy to do it. It is. Let's be honest, guys. It is way easier. It is way easier to point the finger. Okay? It's way easier to go, but you're guilty. That's what's happening right now. A lot of people are mad at me because I didn't handle this in the right way. I didn't say the right thing. I didn't do it in the right timeline they wanted. It's easier to do that. We're all guilty of that. But now is not the time for pointing the finger. Now is the time for accountability. I put everything out there. I'm telling you right now, I am not a good person. I have not been a good person even up till a few months ago. I've been a shitty person. And I'm going to tell you too, I'm going to continue to probably be a shitty person in the future. I'm sure I'll say something shitty. I'm sure I'll offend people. I'm never going to promise to say like I found the Lord and I'm cleansed. I'm always going to be dark underneath it all because it's kind of how I was raised. My humor is not for everybody if you knew the real humor. It's dark. It's very George Carlin like. And then you add a Scientologist to that. We are pretty fucking cutthroat. We don't care about your feelings. We just hurt your feelings. We just hurt them and walk away. I was that person. I don't want to be that person anymore, but I still make those mistakes. Absolutely. Sending Dina 81, sending this to tell the haters that send super chats to keep sending the hate through super chat. I'm sure Reese learns with every nasty $10 super chat you can send. Yeah, I do. I do make money here, and it makes people angry. I'm apparently the ultimate grifter because I'm just conning you all into super chats. I mean, that's the narrative. Thank you for your super chat. Speaking of super chats, let's read this one from Trish. Hindsight's 2020. Sure is. It's good to analyze, but don't beat yourself up. We're all human and make mistakes. For me, relationships are all about reciprocation. It's a give and receive scenario. Love you too. That's a great point. All of those points are good, actually, Trish. Thank you. Hey, Dawn Gloves. Love you, Reese. As always, I'm still here to see you learn and grow with you. I love that. That's all we can do, guys. We have to learn from what just happened and grow from it. And I promise to be a better person. I'm going to really make that effort. I feel like I've made strides in the last few months. I love Teresa. Working on yourself so you can fill up your own cup will help you tremendously. And knowing your love language and asking for it from a future partner is very normal. They won't meet every need, but the right one will try much more. Absolutely. That's all you can ask for, too. And honesty, right? Just treating you well, and knowing what is appropriate. Like, I don't want to say I'm okay with abuse. I'm not going to be okay with that ever again. Indiana Farm Girl, you're cute. That's a cute name. Hell hath no fury like a woman who's sick of putting up with everyone's shit, says the Daily Bitch calendar today. Damn, girl, you came out swinging. Give yourself love and grace to grieve this relationship. You owe nothing to anyone but yourself and your son. That's the ultimate super chat. That's the ultimate wisdom right there. I love her. Thank you, Indiana Farm Girl. Thank you for your super chat. Heather, thank you for your super sticker. Helena, I forgot to thank myself. Thank you for me. Thank you, me. You are awesome. Helena, she's a lot. And I'm just always here for that. I love her so much. She's just ridiculous, just like me. Proud member here, Reese. Sorry it took me so long. Mags, I love you. And thank you for being a member. Hey, Heather, Kansas. I feel like I haven't seen you for a minute either, girl. Thank you for being here. And thank you for your super sticker. AK Brenda Robert. Again, you're another one. I haven't seen you for a while, right? I feel like I haven't seen you for a while. I'm a lurker, but please never be alone with Tommy again. I won't. This is over, guys. This isn't going to be a back and forth thing. Trust me, he's just as done as I am. I'm not kidding when I say there's not going to be a bigger hater than Tommy on me. He hates me. I promise. That man hates me. And rightfully so. Not even mad about it. From experience, I beg this of you. You will be tempted. I've been there. Prayers for your growth. We love you. We want you well, whole, and happy. Thank you so much. Hey, Chicka Cherry Cola. Thank you for your super chat, Brenda. You're so good at even the haters pay to troll you with. What the hell? Yeah, I know. I'm pretty good at racking up those super chats, even with the haters, Casper. It's pretty wild. The haters don't make mistakes, much like Gertie. That's true. They don't make mistakes. Yeah. So no question there's going to be a big hate campaign. Every other week or so now, I just say, because I have a lot of mod chat calls and just friends of mine, I will say, here comes another wave of hate. Everybody, batten down the hatches or whatever you call it. Or isn't that what you say? Like, get ready for another storm of hate. I am so used to it. If Tommy did not ramp up his abuse and you heard him say what he said in the recording, would you have continued the relationship or taken his secrets to the grave? I would have not continued the relationship. No. And as a matter of fact, I said to him, do you guys remember a few months ago, I said, I'm never getting married again? When he proposed, I said that to him after. I was like, I don't really intend to ever. I mean, I'll be engaged forever. I'll wear your ring. I don't want to get married again. But I knew that we were at that point when he had proposed, I knew we were so fucking toxic for each other. Like, this will not be a healthy marriage. This will not be a healthy marriage. So, and again, he would say I'm toxic for him. He said that not that long ago. Johnny said that to me not that long ago. He was like, you guys are so fucking toxic for each other. They're not wrong. They're not wrong. We were. It's not all Tommy. I was a shit too, just like I was to all my old friends. I think it's fair to say I was shitty to him, shitty to friends. I've not been a good person. I'm willing to admit that. I love you, Jamie Palmer. We are on the journey together. Be kind to yourself. Cherish high vibes. I agree. It's just some people are not willing to put themselves out there and be honest about this. You know, you can see that there's a lot of people who are pointing fingers and acting like they don't make mistakes. And it's not my job to say, I'm not here to judge and say you do make mistakes. It's my job to focus on me. And I am saying I make some big ass mistakes. I do. And I say the closer I am to you, the more personal and private our messages are going to be, or phone calls or whatever it is, because I trust you and I'm going to put all my guard down and be myself. And that's the hard part about being a YouTuber is then in the future, you can have a breakup or a friendship breakup and people can have shit on you, but that's also on you. You were a shitty person. I don't know. Goes both ways. I'm just trying to say, like, I have been a shitty person. I'm glad we got this out there. I feel better about it. You may not, but I do. Teresa again. You say you've hurt other people, and I wonder how many people calmly told you in the moment that hurt my feelings, and this is why after it happened versus just shut down or responded in anger. Well, it's kind of a mixed bag there, Teresa. You make a good point. Some of those people I hurt immediately blocked me. That's their choice. But I would love to have the opportunity to talk with some of those people without YouTube, without worrying about, this conversation is going to be recorded or we're going to put this out there. And I'm talking about me. I know people are going to think that about me. Like, I would love to have a real talk, but they'll never want to do that with me. They'll never want to do that. And that's their right. That's fair. I've heard a lot of people that are not interested in hearing from me ever again. I can't do anything about that. I can't control other people. Dina, sending this to make sure I don't think you're a grifter. The haters are just dumb. Thank you. Thank you for saying that. What say Lou? Is that really your concern? I mean, they know. I know. How do you know that they want me to talk about that here? Can I respect their privacy? I was an asshole. I was an asshole to those people. That's how I'll answer that. How did you hurt them? I was an asshole to them. I was mean. I was shitty. I didn't listen to them. I was unfair. I'm not going to go into their side of it. That's not fair. They're not here to defend themselves or tell their side. It's like my sister. I don't talk about her Scientology story. That's her story to tell. People who think I hurt them, that's their story to tell. Here for the dark humor and everything else. What we do or say is not who we are. Bad behavior does not make a bad person. That's a great thing to say. That actually makes me feel better. Debbie Zito, thank you for that. Bad behavior does not make a bad person. It's all in how you grow from it, right? You would say all the time, yeah, you never know what will happen regarding the marriage. Yeah, I did. Casper, sometimes people can be assholes. I love that. Sassy's dad, Mike Conroe. It's just a lot of people don't want to be willing to admit that they're assholes on YouTube for some reason. Everybody is an asshole and has done everything I'm guilty of right now. Like, you've all talked shit about somebody. You've all said something shitty to somebody. It's just for whatever reason, I'm more held accountable because I'm on a YouTube channel, but everybody in their life has been an asshole. I mean, we can all agree on that. Those who judge others don't know the darkness of their own heart. Knowing this about ourselves helps us love mercy. I love that, Brenda Robert. That's true. Thank you for your super chat. You spoke earlier about self-love. Tonight, light a candle and have a glass of wine. Well, I don't drink, but I'll live it up with a Clearly Canadian. Don't get me wrong. Play some music and take a breath. You deserve it. Love yourself because you helped a lot of women see the truth. Be proud that because we thank you. That's so nice, Trish. I like that idea. Thank you, babe. I will do that. Trish, thank you for your super chat. I'm so dang impressed with the direction of this conversation. Super Storm Day, it's good to see you. Thank you for saying that. That's very nice. Thank you for your super chat. Hi, Reese. Just got caught up on the Tommy stream. Heartbroken for you. Sent you an email. Love you. Thank you, Xenu and the Body Thetans. I'll take a look. I've gotten a lot of emails, but thank you for your super chat, babe. I will look. I like this. I am generally not an asshole, but I can be an asshole. That's fair enough. The point is, we've all done shit we're not proud of. And the best way to know that is go through your text messages. That's the only thing, emails, whatever. Go through emails, text messages, your most private moments with the people that you trust, and then go, am I willing to put that out there for everybody in the world to read? Not really, because we're all guilty of, oh shit, if somebody saw that, oh shit, if somebody read that, ooh. That's part of being a YouTuber, though. Yeah. Isn't it like that? Everybody put their problems into a pile, and when you see everybody else's problems, you're like, never mind, I'll take mine back. Yeah. Nobody wants to show that shit. Nobody wants to show who they really are in moments with their most vulnerable with the people they truly trust. We are not. If I met you in real life right now, we would be a version of ourselves, right? Doesn't mean you're a liar. It just means you're being a version of yourself. You're not at your most calm. You don't know me. You don't fully trust me. You're not going to be your total fucking self around me. Then go be your total version of yourself and share whatever you want to share and be the asshole that you are, the dark humor that you have. And then pull out those emails and texts and go, am I willing to show that? I'll take my problems back. That's what YouTube is. That's what YouTube is. Best mods ever taking care of business. Joe Mama, they are the best. They're unbelievably good. They're badasses. They're amazing. Thank you for that, babe. I'm going to go. I love you guys. Hit subscribe. YouTube often unsubscribes you. You're a proud asshole, Woofy. Yeah. Yeah. Well, it is a real thing. It is a real thing that's just a separate topic I'll talk about someday. Think of all the things you've said to the person you trust the most or people, right? And then put it out there. I'm not saying they're wrong I'm not even talking about, by the way, people in the past. I'm saying if that's going to be how he spins it, it'll be ugly. I'm sure I've said some shit. I'm not willing to go back and look, but I'm sure I've said some shit. Big deal. I know I've said some shit. It just is what it is. That's who I am when I'm with people that I trust and I can let all of my guard down and be my full self. I was that way with Fred. Fred and I were dark as hell, but I wouldn't say that in front of others. Beach Bum Beagle, are we now Reese's assholes? No, you're not. I don't know what that means. What, say Lou? Run the world. I found your channel 3 weeks ago, and the only Reese I know is fabulous, fun, flawed, hysterical, transparent, honest, fascinating, and kind. Damn. And I think that's the Reese you always were born to be. Onward, my friend. Love you. Run the world. That is such a nice thing to say. And it's very inspiring because that is who I want to be. Just because I was an asshole or I said things that I don't necessarily want everyone to see doesn't make me a liar. Doesn't even make me a bad person. It means that I need to do better, right? Just like how I treated my mods. I wouldn't treat them that way today because I've done a lot of work on myself and I've healed. I wouldn't treat them that way today. All you can do is try to get better, but fuck, everybody fucked up. Like even Tommy, guys, like I'm not even holding, like everybody does shit that they're not proud of. And it may be something really bad. Depends. I mean, it's a sliding scale. We've all done shit though, is my point. All right, guys, thank you for being here. Thank you for all the super chats, the memberships. More importantly, thank you for spending your time with me. It means the world to me that you spend your time with me. That's what I want. I want your time. I want the connection. I want your friendship. I want to be honest. I want to laugh. But thank you. I mean it. Thank you for being with me. This is what's real. It just is. This is real life. It's messy as shit. Life is messy as shit. Danger zone could be Okay, that's a terrifying message. And thank you for paying me to see that. That's absolutely terrifying. You've only been out for a year, over just over a year. It takes time to recover. Definitely can choose to be different if you want to. We've all made mistakes, guys. Just remember that. All right. Thank you for listening to me. I really love you guys. Was huge. I appreciate everybody being here. Again, your time is so valuable, and thank you. And again, thank you so much for your super chats. Yes, I make money on YouTube. I'm acknowledging that. Thank you for paying me. I appreciate this so much. And I appreciate the memberships, but most of all, your wisdom and your time means everything, and it helps me to heal. All right, everybody, here comes Fred, and I will see you all tomorrow.